disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partners, Joe Hartley and Angel Diaz. What's up, fellas?
What's up, man?
What's up?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Internet Network. On Tuesdays, you got the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Wednesdays is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel.
On Thursday, you got the traditional way with Brett Shumway. And then this upcoming week, we are going to have the extra scoop with Peyton Fender and Jeff Doss.
For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Internet Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon. Fellas, it's showtime. That was smooth. That was a good intro. That was comfortable.
Very good.
You know, I've been working on it. You know, thank you.
Comfortable like a new pair of slacks. What do you say, Joe?
Hey man, y'all doing good. You know, eventually.
Can I just tell you really quick before we even go? I just want you to know my girlfriend said Gene has problems.
I do.
We're talking about having a hand job at a movie theater. She said she has problems. I told her to listen to it, and she just texted me randomly and said, "Yeah, I always worried about you working with these guys, and now I actually got like a problem." She was like, "He's just crazy." I was like, "Yeah, I know." I told her, I was like, "Yeah, my mom
crazy. We'll call it adventurous."
Yeah. I told her, I was like, "Yeah." He gives me a lot of new sayings for me to put whenever I talk to your mother.
You know, like I told you before. I think I told you before. My frat brothers, that my line name when I cross, my name is Maniacal. That was the name that they gave
No,
me.
you never. Wait, hold on. I actually didn't know you were in a frat. Which one are you in?
Yeah. Iota Phi Theta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yep, I'm Greek. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, so
you look so Greek.
One, Maniacal is your perfect line name. That is.
Yeah, it is. It did fit.
I'm surprised. So you and Avery are in one, but Trav wasn't?
No, Trav is.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Every time I think about stuff, like whenever I hear if you done something, I always expect Trav to not do it. I just feel like he's always just like, they did that, I'll just go over here. He's always opposite.
He is opposite a lot of me, almost on everything, almost. But with this, I don't know why he didn't go through with it, because I know at one point in time he was thinking about being a Kappa, and a lot of his friends are Kappa, and I don't know what happened, why he didn't go through with it, but he was real close to doing it. But I don't know. We never really talked. I just know that part. We never really got into it further.
Okay.
I know that he left Michigan State. He went back to Michigan State. So I don't know what happened with that. I don't know what was going on. Huh?
He left Michigan State?
Yeah. He left Michigan State. He went to Michigan State his first year, and then he came home and he took a couple classes at Henry Ford Community College. Then he went back to Michigan State. Then he came back and he finished up at UAD. That's his story. He got to tell you about all that.
Wait, I feel like I mean, obviously, I don't ask you guys these questions, but I feel like I really don't know you guys. And we've been working, we've been working with each other for a minute. This is crazy.
Yeah, you learned 2 new things about us, huh?
Yeah, for real. That's crazy.
Yeah, Joe, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. Stayed home for a few days. Work was kind of burning me out, so I'm just like, I'm gonna chill out, get right, get back on track. So, of course, wife has to put me to work. So, which I kind of knew was coming, but I still got to watch some football and stuff like that. But she's working. We moved to the basement 6 months ago, but we never really made it our own. We got things where it was comfortable, but now she wanted, my desk used to be up against our bed, and so now I was sitting in a tiny little chair. Now I actually got a chair that fits my body. Thank God. And then she moved me over, so now she's got like our bedroom blocked off with our TV and set up, for our clothes and everything, because we had to bring down our own dresser and closet and stuff like that. So she's been doing that for the last 2 days and cleaning out the back room. So we almost got it right.
Okay.
And
Cool.
that's pretty much been my last couple of days. Been some kind of stomach bug going through here, and I still have stayed away from it. I am so scared. I am so scared. Everybody's like, oh, I've been so lucky. Like, it's gotten everybody now but me, and I'm just waiting for that shoe to drop, and it hasn't
So
yet.
drop.
I'm just
Watch you get
listen,
sick in the
man.
summer. Watch you get sick in the summer when you're supposed to be like on vacation or something, because you
I know,
over there
right?
bragging to us. You over there bragging to us about how
I
it's
am
winter
not
time and
bragging.
you're
I am
fine.
not bragging. I don't even like to say it out loud, but I'm just saying, like, it's been going through in and out of this family, and we've had the flu, we've had a cold, and we've had a stomach issue. And so far, I've stayed away from it. So I have my vitamin C and my water, and I just stay hydrated. And that's like, everyone's like, well, what do you do? I'm like, that's all I do.
Like you do.
The more people get sick around me, the more water I'm going to drink. I'm going to be like a camel and just
And
retain.
elderberries. Make sure you take some elderberry.
Yeah.
What is that?
Elderberries?
Like vitamins.
They fight off
Oh, I'll get them right
germs.
now.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
was
get
aware. I
they're
saw
like
it right now.
they're
when-
like immune C or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Immune
yeah,
C or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
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 But
So
then, so
yeah, when when the pandemic first started, I reached out to some people who were in the medical field, and I asked them what were they taking, and that was the number one thing that everyone said, that they were taking those elderberry gummies. I went and got them as soon as they said it. I went and got them too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm down
Gummies.
for
I'm
that.
bad with gummies, man. I'll eat a whole medicine of gummies just because I like gummies. Like melatonin gummies. I'm sick with that sometimes.
no, I don't.
I don't got no problem sleeping.
I'll be honest with you. It's better that than the alternative. So I just use that
Yeah.
as my thing. So
What is the alternative that you're talking
I'm
about? 'Cause
not.
I might
I'm
want to
not
go
doing
toward
this.
the alternative.
I'm not doing it. Exactly. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I do
Listen, I
UMG
can
with
tell you
things.
all my alternative off screen, but not on screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'll talk after that. Nah, man, you ain't catching me with that. No, sir.
But I mean, other than that, my oldest is about to be 16 next week.
It was
So that's
crazy.
crazy.
That's
Tell me
crazy
about
to
it,
me.
bro.
Because then it's just crazy to me. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like I don't. It never really hits me until like we all talk about our lives that I realize like how long we've been doing this with each other. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. You know when it really hits me all the time is whenever you post a picture for Champ's birthday. It gets me every time. Because every time I'm like, I really want to ask you guys, like, when the hell is he getting so big? Like, wasn't he like 6 yesterday? Like, what's happening here? Like, what's going on?
He's about to be 11 next month.
That's what I'm saying. It's like crazy because when we started, he was like 8. So I was like, what's going on here? Like, why is he so big? Like, what's going on? It's just, it really drives me nuts. I remember I think it was last year or something. You posted a picture for Champ, and I remember I told you, Gene, I was like, did he hit a growth spurt or something? Like what?
No.
Like
no,
what
you know
happened?
what? No. You know what it was? Actually, it was 2 years ago when we were doing the Arctic Challenge, and I when you were calling it, and Trav had me jump on the stream with you, and Champ came up behind me, and he was just standing there as I was talking with you, and you were like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "That's Champ." And you were like, "What?"
It just drives me. Believe that he just said it was 2 years ago. I'm over here thinking it was like what last birthday it was just happening. It just drives me nuts. So it's crazy you're saying that, Joe. 16.
The only reason I remember that is because I don't think Joe was at the Arctic Challenge last year working.
Yeah, it was.
Last year, Travis had you going around.
Well, yeah, I had video cameras.
But you and I didn't go there. You and I didn't go there last year.
You both were. You both were.
Because I was there last year, but I didn't.
Last year was the one where you when you filmed through the snow.
No, I think that was the first year. I think.
Dude, where am I?
Last year, I didn't go there early to set it up.
Last year we didn't go early to set it up. But I was there
the year
for the tournament.
Right.
I know Joe was there because Joe was texting me, and as I was commentating, he was giving me the play-by-plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the year that I jumped on that was the year that we went and set everything up.
Yeah, we set it up on Friday and then came on.
It had all those headaches and everything.
Yeah,
I think
I remember. Ever since then, y'all try to avoid travel like a black plague at a tournament. Y'all,
listen, he changed it up even more this time because he was at the booth and he was selling shirts, and then he was interviewing people afterwards.
Yeah, because we were going back and forth. We were switching through cameras.
2 cameras set up, and then he still had me with the camera in hand.
Yeah, because I could see Joe from one angle.
Yep.
Because I would text Joe. I'll be like, yo, I would be like, yo, I need the names. Joe runs in the middle of the ring after they're done and takes a of all the names, and he sends it to me. So as I'm talking, I can see him, and I was like,
I was behind the camera. He's asking me for names, so I literally got to go do that, and then send him that, and then
maybe that was last year that I did that. I don't know.
I swear, the only thing I remember was you telling me
you weren't working. You had your students there last year.
Okay, because the only thing I remember was you. I remember you told me specifically. You said, "Fucking Travis, man, had me go out in the snow and record." You said it'll look cool when they're fighting, like snow is coming down.
Yeah, the thing is, if he would have had me do that, earlier in the day, would have looked a lot better because the ring that was going on was farther away from that back door.
Yeah, the other one would have been closer.
I can only get so close when I zoomed in. Now, if it was earlier in the day when because there was a ring right there. Now, if I would have did it then it probably would have looked good. But I mean, depends on what division would have been running at that time, So
no, I got you. But so that's just crazy, Joe, man. 16.
Tell
wow.
me about it. Yep. So, other than that, she's getting ready for her play next month, and I mean that's about it.
I was just about to say she must be getting her plays, or I know she hits the plays hard.
Yeah, she's literally she had practice today. She was off on Saturday, and then she'll have practice the whole week till from like school gets out till about 6. So
she still does her singing lessons or no?
Yep, every Tuesday.
Yeah, man, that's honestly, man. I give people that do plays a lot of like credit. Like I've always said it ever since you told me about your kids. That's a commitment and a half.
She takes an acting class right now at school, and that's where she really found a good group of friends because she's got every grade in there. She's got freshmen all the way to seniors, and they all get along and they do really well. And she gets really involved in that. And then with the singing lessons, so next year for the plays that she's going to do, because she almost got a part in this play this year. They gave it to a senior, but they gave it to a senior who had a bigger part in last year's play. So I said, you almost beat that girl out. So this year, coming next year, she's going to be getting probably a couple of parts here and there, if not a lead role, maybe her senior year. So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It's a lot of fun to go to. So, keep punching away at it. That's all we can do. Cool, man. How about yourself? How you been, Angel?
I've been good, man. I honestly just used this weekend just to clean. That's really it. It snowed over here yesterday, a little bit of today. Probably got like an inch or two. I mean, pretty much like a dust covering over everything. Not like it was like pretty significant in terms of like, like outside is white and the roofs are white and all that, but not enough for me to go shovel. By the time I went outside, everything melted. So at least on my driveway. You can still see snow everywhere.
Yeah,
you can still see snow everywhere. But everything was because we were getting like a northeastern storm or whatever. So we just got like the little effects of it and all that. But it's whatever. Besides that, man, nothing. Like today was just literally just cleaning today, man. Just cleaning, and then just chilling here. Honestly, I was like, I couldn't wait to do this. I watched Kung Fu Panda earlier, so I had fun watching it. And then tomorrow I'm not going to work.
Fun watching it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm lost on that. Like you were like reminiscing when you were younger.
It was like reminiscing when I was younger, and actually just kind of just looking at it from an adult standpoint. You know what I mean? And just like kind of like appreciating it, how good this movie actually is. Like I could see why it became such an iconic movie. In any, you could say kid version, martial arts, whatever. It actually is iconic in a way. And then tomorrow I'm not going to work. Tomorrow I took off for 3 Kings Day, so I'm just gonna chill.
I've never heard of that. What is that?
Oh, that's like our Spanish holiday. So
okay,
yeah. Okay. All right, so I actually got to tell you this quick story. My principal gave me shit about it actually. So when we're in our district, you're allowed one religious holiday as like a to use as a PTO, and I saw that we don't have that off, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I just want another Monday off so I can have 3 Mondays, in a row. So I put it in, and I put it in at like 9 a.m. on a Wednesday. I did not know that later that day we had a department meeting at the end of the day. So I was like, all right. I go to the department meeting. He walks around to all the rooms where all the teachers are just to say hello, make sure people are there. Sees me, shakes my hand, just goes, so Mr. Diaz, I saw you put in for religious holiday. And I was like, yep. And he goes, I didn't know there was a religious holiday on January 8th. Is a Epiphany or it's called Epiphany or something. That's like the technical term. I looked at him. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, it wasn't me being rude, but it was just like I was like, you ain't gonna bully me in front of all these other teachers because then all these other teachers are gonna think I'm like the bitch teacher. So I was like, that ain't gonna happen. So I looked at him and I just said, I was like, gotta follow the North Star, man. That's what we do out here. And he just kind of like looked at me, kind of like, did you really just say you go follow a North Star? Because that's actually what the Three Kings did. The long story short is the Three Kings were it's 3 kings in a sense,
right.
And they like they had the North Star. It told them where Jesus and Mary were. They took the voyage of a week-long journey to get there, brought them gold, all that stuff for the baby. They just wanted to see baby Jesus. That was like their mission, right? So I said that to him, and he goes, oh, so you're going to be in church all day on a Monday? I swear to God, guys, swear to God. I looked at him, I said, God bless. And I just left it right at that. Just, God bless. That's what I'm doing. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he like said something and then left. Man, I went to my phone really quick just to search it up because I was like, who the hell, what principal has enough time on her hand to search up a religious holiday? I was like, this is crazy. So I went and searched up Three Kings Day. Three Kings Day technically is from January 2nd to January 8th because that was their voyage. So okay. I said, we really, in my house, we celebrated yesterday on the 6th. So I said, well, I guess, the voyage just so happens to be there. It's on a Monday, so I got to take off for it. I can't not take off. That'd just be terrible. So I took off. So we got last Monday we didn't work because of New Year's. This Monday I'm not going to work, and then next Monday is MLK Day. So it's a great day it's a great month for me.
And then before that, you had Christmas Eve.
I was on break. I was off.
Right.
I was off. But again, like I said, you get one religious holiday. You get one religious holiday. I'm not gonna lie to you. I made a joke to my mother, right? And she was like, "What would you have done if they would have took it away from you?" I swear to God, with all confidence, I was like, "They would have did that. Would have sued them, and I would have just took off on Ash Wednesday. So it would have been the same thing. I'll find something else. I'm just still gonna take off." So you get one religious holiday. Like, why would you not use it? You know what I mean? Because
why is that even a thing? Why I don't even understand. Like, why?
The reason why is just because. So this is what I was described, and I don't know if it's the same way over there, Gene and Joe. But just when it comes to religious holidays in your district, they do it based on population. So let's say like in the district I'm in, it's a heavy population of Jewish students and Jewish kids as a religion. So we have a lot of Jewish holidays off, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have all those other holidays. So Three Kings Day is really big in a district right next to where I live. That's because the population is like 70% Latin American population. So Three Kings Day is their holiday. They may not have all the Jewish holidays. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it.
So it's just like that. So that's why. So they put that in there so that way, if you have a holiday that's not celebrated by the district, you can take it off for yourself. When I talked to my department head, she just said he just doesn't like that rule. So I was like, oh well, if it's there, I'm gonna use it. So well.
No, I mean, I just don't understand like why they have to, say like you get one religious holiday. Yeah, like why couldn't it just be like, okay, if you want to take a PTO day, just take a PTO. Like,
well, because when you're a teacher,
why do they have to categorize this? Basically, what I'm.
It's actually a good thing because we don't have a set PTO necessarily. We have different allocation of days. So like realistically, I have more. So we have 15 sick days, right? And then after your sick days, we have 2 family illness days, 2 personal days that you could take, 1 religious holiday. So that right there comes out to 20 days off if you use them all, right? But your sick days, they can roll over to the next year. So people try to use all the other days that don't roll over, so that way you can keep your 15. So next you can have 30 or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it
This
comes
is
down to.
this
They
is
just
all the stuff probably set up by the union.
yeah, and it's by the union, but also you gotta think about it, man. Like necessarily a teacher would get in trouble if they say I'm going on vacation. So they gotta say they're sick in a sense. It's a weird thing. That's the only difference between like other jobs and a teaching job is just you can't say you have a PTO day. It's a sick day. That's the only thing you can use. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's how my week went. That's how my week is gonna go. Just chill. That's all.
Okay. All right. Well, I went back to work last week. It was slow motion, just getting right back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Got back to teaching also last week, and I was thinking, see, this is why I probably should not open the school up anywhere around the holidays. So for every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I had 2 kids in one class and 3 kids in the other class for all of the classes. And I was, yeah, exactly, Angel. That's exactly what I did also. I was like, see, why am I teaching today? Because there's still, I think a lot of times parents look at our activity and they kind of coordinate it with school. Because I guarantee next week I'm going to have people emailing me or calling me asking me if we have class and it's Martin Luther King's Day. I'm going to
Yeah,
get that. And I'm
that's exactly what's gonna happen. That's gonna
yeah,
happen every year. There's always gonna be somebody that's gonna ask the question. And you're right though. They equate a school day off to the same thing as a
yep,
karate day off, and it
yep.
works the same.
Yep. So I told some of the parents, I said, see, this is why I took last week off, and this is why probably this year, at the end of the year, I'm probably gonna have this week off too, because just or maybe I can do something else that does not require me to be there. Maybe I might have jujitsu all week, or maybe I might have boxing throughout the week for the kids, or something like that. Because it's only going to be a handful of kids. But I don't think I'm going to teach classes at the end of the year like this again. And it's just I don't know. Now sparring was a little bit different. They came out to spar, so I had a nice little group that were there to fight Thursday night. So that was pretty cool.
What you could do, Gene, if you don't want to close your school, and you just want to keep it open, but that happens, you could also just say for that week you're just gonna make one class for each day and make it all levels.
You know
So
what? That
everyone covers a topic and everyone knows the topic. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah, I 100%, and it will
Yeah.
probably be combinations.
Yeah,
That's
so you could
probably
just
what
do
it would
that.
be. Yeah,
That's what you could do. So that way at least you're not closing the school, you're still offering, but
hmm
based off of historical, past things, not a lot of students will come. So now this just gives the ability where like all kids could just be together.
yeah. But you know what? Another thing, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Like I said, it's a 50-50 because it all depends like how you say it. I just don't know like the market, the demographic, and all that. Sometimes
No,
it's
you're
better to
right.
do it that way.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I might think about that throughout the year. That's
Yeah,
not a bad idea. It just depends on how big the school grows this year. Also,
that always is a big thing, man. Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, man, just still trying to get over the holiday hangover. With everything that we had going on.
It's gonna be February. You're gonna be trying to get over holiday hangover.
I'm over it now. I mean, after the holidays, it's birthday season for me. Melissa's birthday was yesterday.
Nah,
So
it's no one can talk like how Joe talks about birthday season for him after the holidays. Joe has it worse. I would never
I just
complain, bro.
I got the two
No,
girls.
and guys, if the little Hartleys, if you're listening, not saying you're worse. That's not what I'm saying. We love you guys, okay? We're just saying when you get older, mommy and daddy's pockets start getting ran deep with holiday.
Listen to what I
birthday.
have to do for my daughter is staying home on her birthday and it's my day off. What do you think I got to do?
you're
She
gonna do
wants to
whatever
do
she
that.
wants to
I
do.
will,
Yeah,
yes,
taking her to
but I
lunch,
will.
taking her
I would
breakfast.
never. Yeah. Do you know where we have to go to lunch?
Where?
A cat cafe.
A cat cafe, where someplace
A
you can take your cat.
cat cafe. I don't know if we can take the cat. I think it's a place where we go to eat with cats.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you eat cat. I didn't know where you were going with this.
No.
I'm proud of
Honestly, I'd
myself for
rather
just
do
stopping
that.
myself from what I got ready to say. I just stopped myself. I'm so proud of myself. It's working. I just
Oh,
stopped myself.
all right.
After I said it, I was like, oh, that was the wrong thing for me to say on this podcast. Not what I meant, but yeah, what
Yeah.
I don't even want to explain myself, but yeah, I just want to just make sure that was clear because I want to put my foot in my mouth. Little Hartleys, we love y'all. It's not you.
Yeah.
You get older, their
My wife-
pockets they start
My
getting
wife
run
took
thin.
my middle child there a couple years ago, and so I guess this is my turn to choose what she wants to do, and I'm sure it'll
I'm
be
just-
fine. I'm just like whatever.
I'm just saying, so like you're eating food and there's a cat right next to you.
I guess I don't even.
I can't do that.
I don't know, man. I can't. I love
can't.
my. Listen. I can love my kids, but I would be like, that's a strong no.
Or maybe we're
Like, you know
feeding
what I mean?
cats. I'm not really sure. I'm about to find out.
All right. Well, please let us know. Come back and tell us this
I
story
will 100% let you know.
because I gotta know. It's gonna bother me now.
Well, see, for me, like I said, Melissa's birthday was yesterday. We had a good time. We went downtown, went to this restaurant called Hannah. It was real nice. And then we went to the casino after it. Man, this drink they gave me. This is the first time I ever did this. I ordered a vodka and orange juice. Now, God, I don't really drink that much. I'm not a big drinker, right? So I ordered this vodka and orange juice, and Melissa orders pineapple and vodka, right? So when they bring the drink, I take a sip of it, and it was pretty much 90% vodka and 10% orange juice.
I
And
can't do that.
it was extreme. I took that first sip. I was like, whoa. Like my chest hair stood at attention.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, what's going on?
Yo,
I was like, maybe
yeah.
I'm like, maybe let me try that again. Let me see what I think I tasted. I took another sip. I was like, oh yeah, this is strong. So I said, hey, let me see yours. I'm like, let me just see yours. Let me just get a sip real quick. Hers was not made like that. Like hers was like made right. So I was like, you know what?
Man.
Maybe it's the orange juice. Maybe this orange juice is just not a sweeter type of orange juice. This is not Tropicana that I'm drinking right now.
Drinking Minute Maid.
I'm thinking I'm drinking like real oranges. Like they're in the back squeezing oranges because it was not sweet at all. So I mean I had to say, hey, excuse me, when the lady came back by, the waitress, I said, can you bring me a little glass of orange juice because this is strong. This is some strong stuff right here. So she said, yeah, sure. I'll let the bartender know. I said, okay, thank you. So I drink as much as I can just so I can have the orange juice in it, and I chase it with some water, right? But at this point in time, after this, I didn't even finish this glass, and I'm buzzing, like to the point where you're like, normally if you have like 3 or 4 drinks, you're probably like, okay, I'm done now, right, Joe? Well, maybe
Yep.
not you, because you probably can put them away. Joe can drink. Me on the other hand, I was like, I don't think I can have too many more, you know. So I poured it in, but I did kill it, and then I did have another. But at this point in time, when it was time to go to the casino, your boy was buzzing. I was buzzing. I probably should have just sat in the car a little bit before we made that trip to the casino. And Melissa couldn't help me. She was buzzing too. So we both gone. We go down to the casino, lose money.
Yeah.
That's never fun. Like I said before, like I lose $20 and I'm set. So
That'll make you sober up. That'll make you sober up quick when you started losing. Like,
yeah, it did. You're 100% right.
Mm-mm.
You 100% right. It did.
I had a talk with my girlfriend's mom while I was over there with her, and I was just we were just talking, and I was just telling her like how like I just don't like get myself into these types of vices, right? And I told her, I was honest with her. I've never gambled before, but I told her, I said, I've never gambled and I can't do it because I know I have a gambling problem. Like, I know that right from the jump. And I just told her, I was like, it's not that I like gambling. It's that I have a competitive problem. When I lose, I have to win. And I was like, when do you ever start winning like that in gambling? You're going to lose. Like, that's like, so that's why I never even gamble. I don't even take a chance with it. Because it's like, I'll never forget when I saw that The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. He was like, I don't have a gambling problem. I have a competition problem. I kind of understood it because it's just when you lose and you just want to get that one back. And then next thing you know, you done pawned your child off. Don't do crazy stuff. So
I should have quit when I was up $40. That's when I should have quit.
yo, if you were up 5, I would have said, get out, let's go. We're out. Gee, let's go. We out of here.
Yeah.
We're positive. You don't ever leave here positive. I don't care if it's $5. We did our job today. We came in with $5 more than we left with. That's it. Let's go.
Yeah.
So nah.
So today, today was pretty slow motion day, man, chill day. So I pretty much work with the kids getting ready for their black belt exam. And I'm really thinking about hiring an actor to come in and teach these kids how to act because they are not very good at being actors. I don't have any hands.
The one steps.
One steps
I've
and
been
the form
trying to tell them that with the bow.
Yeah.
I'm like, when you go out and compete, you gotta ham it up. I know it sounds crazy, but the more you do, the more that you get into it. Like it makes sense when you're doing it. But like, I know because I've shown them before, and they're like, "Mr. Harley, you look crazy." I'm like, "That's the point."
That's yeah. Honestly, it's just what it is, man. I think and I can say this from like a teaching standpoint. Our students now they just lack creativity. So it's like they can't get themselves to go there because it's like not cool. It's just not like the social. It's not the social norm. So that's the problem.
Yes,
that's the problem.
They got to get past that. I'm like, you're not at school.
You gotta get past that. Like we're not at school. We're not. This is not like this. The social norm here is different. Actually, the social norm is you not doing it. You look like the outcast. That's the problem.
Yes,
you can't. Yes. You not doing it. If you did a tournament, right, Gene? They're gonna be like that form look a little different as opposed to all the other kids that are screaming and yelling. It's like it's just different. So that's the thing, man. It's weird.
Yeah. He said I did that this morning and then hung out with Champ today and then took him back to his mom's. And that's pretty much it, man. It was
that's funny, man. You gave me another one now. My chest hairs were standing at attention. I can't.
It was, man.
God
that drink was strong. That was some strong.
You said that, but I know how that feels. I know how that feels. That's why I'm like, I know how that feels when you drink it and instantly you're like, oh God, that.
Man, you know what? Yeah. I tell you what, though, man. My manager, when I went to California a couple years ago for my job, I went out there sick, and I honestly thought I might have had like COVID or whatever, but I kept testing negative. Like I wasn't. I just was just sick. No COVID or anything. And I get out there earlier than my team get out there, and I check into my hotel room. Like my hotel wasn't even ready. My room wasn't even ready. I was like, just give me what you got. I can't wait around. They wanted me to wait around 2 hours. I was like, no, I need a room right now. So I went in there, and I got there like 11 o'clock in the morning. I got lunch from downstairs, and I went up to my room, stayed in my room until about 6 or 7 at night, and then I DoorDash my dinner, some soup or whatever, and then I go downstairs, and my whole team is downstairs, and then I get with my department. And we're chopping it up. And my manager says, you know what? I got something for you. I'm going to get you some whiskey. And I was like, okay. Man, he got me some whiskey that shit cleared. Whatever was in me ran out my body. Because I was fine.
What do you get you? What do you get you?
You know what? When I talk to him tomorrow,
some Jack Daniels, some Jim Beam.
I got to let you know. I don't know.
He would have remembered if it was that. You would have remembered if it was those.
This was something else, man, and I was like, when I was sipping it, I started coughing as soon as he gave it to me. I was like, what the hell is this that you're giving me to drink? But when I finished it, I was fine. I was fine later on at night. I was fine in the morning. Like I got better. Whatever it was, I got to ask him because I probably need to get some for the house. For when people get sick around here, like go ahead, take a little hit. Take some of this. Just
hey, man, I'm telling you, when I get sick and like I get all stuffed up and stuff like that, I tried to tell my wife the last time I was like, let me make you a hot toddy. You're not gonna like the way it tastes, but it's gonna clear you up. She don't listen.
See, I'm different. I just go get some wings, not just throw it down. That's it. That's all I
See,
do.
that's the last thing I feel like doing is if I don't feel good, you're gonna eat some. You're gonna eat some grease. That's basically what you're saying. You're gonna put grease on your stomach
Bro,
when
you
you're.
can say whatever you want to me. It ain't gonna change my way of thought. Don't try and make it seem like it's dirty. I don't care what you say. Eat some hot wings, and my nose,
Listen,
everything.
man,
I'm all good.
different
I
strokes
can't.
for different folks, man.
Yeah,
Whatever
exactly.
works
I
for you.
can't
Like
do
he
it. I
said.
can't. I really can't. But all right, let's get into the movie Kung Fu Panda. Um, you know what this movie reminded me of? It
What's that?
I
reminded
want to
me.
know because it reminded me of a movie, and I was hoping one of you guys would say something.
It
I couldn't think
reminded
of the
me
movie.
of a combination of Beverly Hills Ninja and Star Wars. That's what it kind of reminded me of. If you
I
put
did
both of those
not.
together, that's what it kind of reminded me of. What were
I
you
did not.
thinking?
No, I do. I couldn't think of a movie. I just knew it
Mm,
reminded me of something. I just
mm,
couldn't. Just something about the way the movie was going. I just kept saying like,
mm-hmm.
I just feel like I'm watching something I've seen before, or maybe the plot was similar to something that we've watched. Just couldn't think of what, like anything. So I was hoping one of you guys are gonna say something. Beverly Hills Ninja and Star Wars. I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's
I
what it kind
actually
of
kind of
reminded
like
me of.
that. I actually really kind of like that.
Listen, when
I
I remember, go ahead.
I was just gonna say really quick. I don't know how you guys feel. I've always liked Jack Black as an actor.
Yes.
Always have loved him as an actor, even when he just does like his actual real real movies or live action movies. Anything he's done, I've actually really enjoyed it. His humor is actually interesting to me, and I really laugh at it. But I will say, man, like he really is kind of like a really good comedian actor for children that still draws adults in. I any movies he's ever done, I've actually like always laughed at his parts, and he actually draws me in. I forget I'm watching a kid movie sometimes or a young adult movie, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I just want to put that out there. I think he killed this role. He killed the role. So
I remember when the trailer came out, and I was already excited for the movie because I was like, oh, this, you get some. I always like the Pixar movies or the DreamWorks. Those were all, they're usually pretty fun. Some of them, not so much, but most of the time they do a good job. And then on top of it, I was like, oh, we're gonna get something with martial arts. And the second they said Jack Black, I was like, I'm in. Let's go. Let's go and see it. The kids were all about it, so I got to have at least a good reason to go see these at the theaters. But I probably would have saw them myself without the kids, but they
I'm just so happy, Cat. I'm so happy Cat Williams didn't come after Jack Black because I kind of like him. I'm just happy about that because
I don't think Jack Black's ever done.
I'm really happy.
I don't think Jack Black's really ever done stand up that I can go back and look about. So I don't think Cat could have. Really
that's the thing. I don't think he has either.
He started off. Jack Black just really, he was, I think just an actor who's just always been funny. And then he started Tenacious D and showed off his singing ability. The dude can actually sing. And
he's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, once he started doing that, he just, he shows off his talents with all that. And then, he did School of Rock.
That's always been one of my favorites.
He's always shown some of his range. Even some of the dumber movies he's done were still, at least his parts are funny to me. Jumanji's always been great. So
I think he I know for this movie, he actually some music towards the end. He did some of the singing for the music in the movie. He did some of the soundtracks on it. And I think he's done that for a lot of his movies actually. He's done soundtracks for them.
I wouldn't doubt it. So
yeah, but I know because I heard the ending, one of the songs at the end, and it was him singing it. You could tell it was him.
Well, the Kung Fu fighting at the end was CeeLo Green.
No, he was the back. He was the backup. It was CeeLo Green and Jack Black was the backup. But that's what I'm saying though. You have CeeLo Green, and actually, like Jack Black didn't sound he didn't sound out of place. He sounded like he actually fit in the song. So I was like, this guy really is pretty talented.
Who knows what he's doing?
Yeah.
So the idea of this movie is you got a panda who he doesn't realize this at the time, but he's basically being fathered by a goose in the middle of a kung fu village, and he works at the noodle shop that his adopted father owns. And it starts off he's having a dream about being a kung fu warrior with the Furious Five, who are the top martial arts kung fu masters in the valley, with their Master Shifu.
Go ahead,
And
Angel.
then
Hold on,
go
Joe.
ahead.
Did they tell us in this movie he was adopted? I thought it was the second one.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! I'm throwing
Yes, it's in
the
in the
red
second.
flag.
Hold on. In the second movie, he makes it official, but they
Exactly.
do a couple
Like,
times.
why would
They
you?
do a
Don't
couple
be
times
that
in this
dude.
one. Listen, a couple times in this one, the dad almost slips up and says something, and then says something else.
Yes.
But of course, he's.
No,
You don't know what his dad could have been doing. You don't know.
You think a goose was getting behind a panda? He was waxing a panda.
Why do you set Gene up for this? Why do you set Gene up for this?
like we don't know. The second I seen it, I knew. Oh, this motherfucker's adopted. Like I didn't need the movie to tell me that.
You don't know that.
What do
You
you
don't
mean?
know that.
What do you
Listen,
mean? I don't care. I don't
We have
care.
to go. We have to go off of
The
what
story
it
comes
says.
together in the second movie. Yes.
Yeah,
The
it comes
story-
together the second
full
one.
story-
No, I didn't need that part to come together.
I know.
Anybody that
I'm
got
just telling
common sense should have known that. Come on now, like what is he, a mutant? you thought he should have been able to fly as well? Like, come on,
you.
man.
Oh my god.
He doesn't have fur, he has feathers. That's what he has.
Again, like I said, I just when Joe said it, I was like, man, I don't remember them saying that in this movie. I thought it was the second one. I'm over
I
here
didn't need
like
it. I didn't need it, but okay. I just assumed.
You know what? I can't wait till the second because there's so much more Gene's just gonna be
yeah,
able to
exactly.
just on that notion. But yeah. So he, like I said, he was dreaming about kung fu, making a lot of noise upstairs. His dad asked him, what's the noise? Why are you making so much noise? He said, oh, I was having a dream. So it was a dream about, it was about noodles. Of course, he lies to his dad. He doesn't want to disappoint his dad. His dad wants him to be the noodle guy. He wants to be a kung fu master. And, it is what it is. And then we're introduced to the Furious Five and Master Shifu. They're doing a training session together where they're all going to attack the master. And what do we got? We got a tiger, a crane, a monkey, a snake, and a praying mantis. And then Shifu is I forget.
Is he a raccoon?
No, he's not a raccoon. I know it's wondering. Like a lemur. He's like a lemur or something like that.
He's a lemur?
He's,
and then you have Oogway.
Look it up. Look it up. Yeah, Oogway is Shifu's master, and he's a turtle. Yeah. And he's like the grandmaster of this. The Jade Palace is where they all train. And you can look up all everyone in here has got a big name. Jack Black isn't the only one. You got Lucy Liu, Angelina Jolie, Seth Rogen, Jackie Chan, and Dustin Hoffman, and I forget who plays the turtle. But
Angelina Jolie and Lisa, but not Lisa.
Lucy Liu.
Yeah, Lucy Liu. They didn't sound like themselves to me. Everybody else, I can hear their voice, but those characters did not sound like them to me.
Lucy Liu, every once in a while, I catch her voice, but yeah, Angelina Jolie. I the first time I watched this, I said, "Oh wow, that's her." No kidding.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't think Seth Rogen would be on this. That threw me off.
Well, this is before he really got big.
Yeah.
Was it? It was before he started doing all those the movies. There was like a period
This is
of time
around the same time when that happened. This is around the same time when those because I think the first big role that he was in might have been the 40-Year-Old Virgin, right? That might have been his first big one, and that was
he wasn't even.
The reason I'm saying that is just
the
reason I'm saying that is just because he was like there was like a period of time when this movie came out that he was like directing, producing, and starring in all these movies that were like raunchy movies, really good movies, just raunchy. So it threw me off when I saw him in there. I was like, wait, I wouldn't think this would be his type of role. When I saw Jackie Chan, when I saw Jackie Chan, I kind of laughed. I was like, I wonder if he did all the stunts for the monkey. That's all I thought about. I was like, I wonder if he did all the stunts. That just threw me off.
They go back with notes like, no, monkey wouldn't have been able to do that or whatever.
So that's what
I think it's even funnier that they made Jackie Chan the monkey. So.
Yeah, so like when I saw it, I was like, that's actually pretty funny, man. I wonder if he did like the stunts for this. But hey, real quick, but when I know we're gonna bring him up, Tai Lung. What was that? Was that a mountain lion?
A
I
leopard.
couldn't tell.
Yeah.
A leopard. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay, I couldn't tell what it was. I thought it
Leopard.
was a mountain lion.
No, he's a leopard. So Shifu goes to talk to Master Oogway, and Master Oogway tells him he had a premonition that Tai Lung is going to escape from prison, and he's going to exact his revenge on the valley. Basically, his revenge is because Shifu had him as an orphan, brought him up to be like he was going to be the next Dragon Warrior, which is, the be all end all for the Jade Palace. And then when it came time for his final lesson, Master Oogway saw darkness in his heart and decided he wasn't going to be the Dragon Warrior. And so they had to put him down and put him in prison. Now, here's the part
Which
to me
is
that
crazy. Which is crazy. Can I just put that out there? Because he saw darkness in his heart, he puts him in prison. I would be pissed too. Gene, wouldn't you be pissed?
In prison because
Oh, we lost him?
I'm here.
No, we lost him.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because he's kind of frozen.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Gene, I was like when I saw that, see, this is my thing, right? I'm not trying to say Todd, I mean it's tough because he's the villain, right? But like kind of like how we talk about with Karate Kid. They just turned their back and walked away from him. After and he kind of made sense. Like after he put in all those hours and work and all that, you didn't even like fight for him. You didn't even give him a chance. You didn't care to still know who he is. You just turned your back and left him. So
yeah, and that was my comparison to Star Wars, because that's what the Jedi did to Anakin.
Yeah,
and then he flips and goes bad. And the whole time, they're sensing some stuff in Anakin also. So that was my connection to Star Wars with this movie.
That's interesting. Oh, that's a good way. I'm glad you put it like that. I didn't even see it that way. That's
I was trying to figure out what you were talking about. But my biggest thing for this all the time, okay, so the series of events just moving forward just a little bit is, okay, so because of this premonition, right, Shifu sends a carrier bird to
geese or whatever
report to the prison and check on things and to up the guards and everything like that. That carrier bird visiting that prison is the reason that Tai Lung escapes.
I said the same thing.
Yes. So do we have the escape if he never sends that bird?
I said the same thing. I said, why wouldn't he, when he got the premonition, why didn't Shifu just say, okay, we'll be ready? If he would have just said that, it would have been done and over with. Would have been done and over with.
Because he freaked out. He and in a premonition, I'm assuming you don't see how it happens.
Exactly. That's
and you wouldn't have sent that bird. But I mean, of course, we never would have the movie. But I just always said, like, if that goose is never sent out, the feather never drops, and he never is able to use it.
Which was nuts how he used the feather to get over there. Yeah. I did not think he was going to use it that way. For some reason, I thought he threw the feather and it like clipped someone in the neck or something. I don't know where I was going with it.
Well, it is a kid's movie, so
I know, but like I literally for that 1 second I forgot how he even broke out. So I was like, it was nuts. But it was. I actually kind of like I don't know about you guys. I kind of like, at least for this movie, it fit the extra stuff. Like they did martial arts, but like the acrobatics, the aerials, all that stuff. It actually was kind of cool. It actually fit the movie, kind of like fitting. It matched up.
Well, they never did any like dramatic like Matrix. This. They just did some fun stuff, and some of it was a little ridiculous, but for the most part, it was pretty well done.
What were you gonna say, Gene?
Yeah, and also I was able to deal with that in this movie as opposed to other movies is because we're looking at animals do martial arts and it is a cartoon, like, so I can suspend my disbelief and it all makes sense as opposed to like if something like this happened in something else, like it would have pulled me out of the movie.
So I was gonna tell you when we talked about what did I compare this movie to, I could tell you what I in this exact phrase that you're talking about. I compared it to Hero with Jet Li and how I didn't like Hero because of all that. Right. But I actually liked it in this movie. And I remember saying that. I was like, it's crazy how I actually like it now, but I didn't like it with Hero.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like how you said, because it's animals, because it's already the stage is set to be a fictional world. I can get into it now with that mindset.
Yeah, and that's how I am when it comes to some of these movies that we watch. Like sometimes if you pull me out of a movie and give me something that's goofy or silly, it's going to mess up my enjoyment, of the movie, going
Yeah.
forward. So,
No, I'm with you on that.
all right, Joe,
Um,
continue.
so because of the possibility of Tai Long, Oogway and Shifu decide who the Dragon Warrior is going to be. They invite the entire kingdom. Which, by the way, this kingdom, you have the Furious Five, you have Poe as a panda, and then the rest of the kingdom just seems to be pigs, gooses, and bunnies.
Bro, did a pig have a 5 o'clock shadow at one point?
Probably. No.
I saw a pig had like stubble. I was like, you got a better beard than me. Those don't even make sense.
So, Poe's super excited. He's going to go down and he wants to see like this demonstration, who the Dragon Warrior is going to be. But of course, his dad's like, well, what are you going to do? You got to take the noodle cart with you. So that slows him down and he doesn't make it into the Jade Palace. And so he's got to figure out a way to get in. Go ahead, Angel. What's up?
I was just going to say really quick. Yo, Gene, did this mess you up? That you saw that he had a father as a goose, he's a panda, and the whole entire village was pigs? Did you be like, what the hell is going on here? How is he even here? He doesn't get it? Like, did you lose your mind then?
No, I just assumed this is before. Number two. I actually did think of this. Two things. I said, okay, this is either an alternate reality, or or all this crazy ass shit happened sometimes after the dinosaurs became extinct and animals ruled the earth. Because they said that this is China, and I said, oh, okay, this is before humans because I don't see any humans. Okay, and it just kind of fit to me,
Okay,
when you grow up watching, Bugs Bunny cartoons and Tom and Jerry and Scooby Doo, and and you're seeing those type of animals talk and be smart, it's easier, to watch this kind of movie and just kind of get it,
Yeah, I got you.
So when Poe finally does enter the arena, it's at he gets a chair with some fireworks, blasts his way up to the top, and he falls right into the arena as Oogway is pointing to the Dragon Warrior, which now happens to be him. Everyone is shocked. Everyone's freaked out. Poe looks up. He's trying to move out of the way. Oogway is one of those masters. He's a little goofy. He's a little silly. He's about there are no accidents. The universe has chosen the Dragon Warrior. And this is it. This is who it's going to be. Shifu is pissed. He's mad. He's upset. He feels he disappointed everyone. Like, how am I going to teach this panda to be the Dragon Warrior? But he has to listen to his master, so he kind of accepts it. Go ahead.
I got a question for Angel. Now, okay. I'm going to give you one of these questions that you keep asking me. When you saw this, did you think Oogway was Leonardo who aged? And actually, this wasn't the past, but this is the future when all of the humans have been eliminated off the earth. And now Leonardo is the last turtle, not Michelangelo. Leonardo is the last turtle. And he is teaching people martial arts.
Well, if I was to think that, I would think it's Donatello. He has a stick. Donatello was a bow staff, so I would have been like, "Oh, that's Donatello."
I'm quite sure all of the turtles knew how to use all of the weapons. They just chose.
You know what though? Now that you say that, his staff was very similar to Splinter's.
Well, his ass been dead. His ass been dead, but at this point in time, if this is the future, he was old in the 80s, so he would have been dead now.
Listen, hey, in one of the newer turtle cartoons, Master Splinter, the boys were fighting a lot, so he did do a demonstration where he had them switch weapons, and they had trouble using each other's weapons.
Oh wow, really? Is that the latest one that came out?
It was the Nickelodeon one, not the one where Raphael. I won't watch the one where Raphael's the leader.
No, so this is a cartoon. You're not talking about the movie. You're talking about the cartoon series.
Yeah, it was a cartoon Nickelodeon put out.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's really funny.
Good. It was good up until the last season. The last season.
It's funny because I think they're actually trying to do Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, the comic book that came out. I think they're trying to make it into a movie.
They probably will because this is a successful comic book series. I don't know if I want to see it though. I don't want to see.
I would.
I don't know if I want to see the turtles being killed. I don't know.
I don't know
how I feel about that.
The Last Ronin was Michelangelo, wasn't it?
Yeah, because everybody else is killed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't
be
know
honest.
how,
I only
I don't
wanted
know
to.
how
I only
see
want to
that.
watch it. I only want to watch it because of that. Because I always felt like they needed to go dark at some point. I've always
That's
felt that
kind of
way.
sad.
I would watch it, but like I said, my expectations for it are very high. So
I
I
Mm.
don't
got you.
know.
And I
I'm
never
still
read
My bad.
I never read the comic, and it's still going right now. I haven't read any of it because of that. I was like, oh man, like I don't want to see these guys getting murdered and killed, and now he's depressed. Like Michelangelo's the fun one, the happy one.
That's that's
Now
why I want to see it because
he's got to walk
he's
the
always
earth
my
by
favorite.
himself,
He's my favorite
sad.
one.
I don't know if I want to see that. Go ahead,
can't
Vengeful.
kill Lena. So they throw Poe in the Jade Palace, and he's running around. He's looking at all the artifacts and everything like that. Just he knows what everything is. He's, this and that. It's all weird stuff. And then he shows up, and Shifu's there, and Shifu tells his students, that if the panda's not gone by tomorrow, then I failed you all. And so he's basically going to stick it to Poe. Like I don't know. Shifu does eventually prove to be a good master, but I think to be a good martial arts instructor, you need to take the good with the bad. You got to take, you don't get to choose your students unless, you think you're that much of a great teacher. Like you can pick and choose, but for the most part, your students are your students, and it's on you to figure out how to teach them. Because the same as being an actual teacher, not everyone learns the same way.
I think that was his. I think that's why he always had I would say a push and pull effect with Uguay. Is because Uguay is so, as he got later in his wisdom, he was very much go with the flow, which is actually kind of funny to say that because in a way, Uguay, moved on to his next progression in life. But and the master Shifu, he was just very. He thought everything had to be by a book and very like stuck in his ways, and it had to be a certain way. So I think that was actually kind of like the cool part. I'll be honest with you, man. Uguay said something in this movie that I actually really it hit me hard. He had like an inspirational quote that was really good. So I think that was like the difference between them. He was trying to get Shifu to get to that point in his life. That was Shifu's next training. Does that make sense? His next step in training was to now get to that level of clarity as the master instructor, as the instructor, to
Well,
see
and inner
all
peace.
walks of life. Yeah. And the inner peace. You're right. To see that there's greatness in everybody in all walks of life. You just have to find a way to bring it out of them. I think
Well, and
that's what it was.
this whole movie is based around you can't judge a book by its cover because I mean ultimately, yes, everyone looked at Poe and said, "Why is he the Dragon Warrior? What makes him so special?" And then you go, "Okay, now how come, nobody but Poe could beat Tai
The
Lung?"
Dragon War. Yeah.
And then the ending tells us exactly why he was chosen, why the universe
Hmm.
quote unquote chose him is because he's basically impenetrable to his number one attack
Yeah.
because of him being a panda. And so but of course we got to go through the progressions. We got to go through everyone disliking him and mistreating him. You got to go through the fact that Poe doesn't really give up because he feels like this is where he should be. This is where he's always wanted to be, regardless of how he got there. This is what he wants to do. So if you have a dream and you get a chance to do it, why would you just give up? Because it's a little
Yeah.
bit hard. Why would you let these people push you out just because they think they're better than you? So
Now just going off of that, because that's now that you're saying that, that's what I just thought about now. Like that was another message with this movie was you got to follow your dream no matter who says you can't do it. You have to believe in yourself and you have to believe that you can follow your dream. The one thing that Uguay said in the movie that I thought was really good, and man, it like left an impression on me. I've been thinking about it all day. Was him saying, yesterday is the past, tomorrow is the mystery, but the present is today is a gift, and that's why it's called the present. And I was like, man, that was like when he said that, I was like, that was really good.
Yeah, I've
Like it
always
made
liked
me
that
look
quote. Yeah, I've
it
always
is
liked
that
that
very
quote.
that one hit me hard. And when I heard it, I was like, man, like, you've heard it before when you're younger. That's what I was saying. Like I liked it even more watching it because I got to hear the wisdom and the philosophy, and it hits hard now. as a kid, you miss all these little signs and what the movie truly means. That was deep, man. I liked it.
Go ahead,
So
Joe.
Poe has his first day of training. It didn't go very well. Everyone's kind of hating on him, but he's determined. And then they go over to the prison. They show Tai Long. He uses a feather. He gets out of his imprisonment, and he takes out the 1,000 guards. And then the failsafe for the 1,000 guards is to basically blow up the prison, and he escapes that as well. And he's on a mission. He wants to exact his revenge, and he wants to take out the new Dragon Warrior, which he has no idea who it is even is.
No, that was funny to me. That he had no idea. He thought he was going to fight someone that was like him or better. And
well, the funny thing is, so there was multiple scrolls leading up to the Dragon Scroll that they never showed Poe being a part of. The only scroll that he did, so he did his training, and then he got the Dragon Scroll, and then we all know how that worked out. We'll get to that in a little bit. But you never saw him. Like, I wonder what was in the other scrolls that made Tai Long's training so much better. But then the Dragon Scroll was the last piece of the puzzle.
When it comes to all of these type of movies, that this is something that always happens. Like, we've seen this story before, where there's somebody who is supposed to be the one, but they're not the one, and they're training when they're a little kid, and they grow up and become teenagers, and then they're young adults, and they're not the one. Then someone else comes along, has a couple weeks of training, and then all of a sudden they are better than the other person who had been training for years.
Yeah, black belt.
I don't think they necessarily do that. I mean, I think that he is trained, and I don't think he never. Well, eventually in the second and third, he does surpass the rest of the students, but I don't think he never in this one surpassed them. I just, like I said, he had that one thing that Tai Long couldn't get past. So we see Oogway having one final conversation with Master Shifu because he knows his time is coming, and he kind of fades away into the stars or whatever, and he makes Shifu promise that he'll at least try to find a way to train. And
yeah, because he wasn't accepting Poe.
No, he wasn't.
Not as the Dragon Master.
And Shifu says he'll try, but he really doesn't know what to do. And he doesn't start off trying right away. Like, literally, he's still pretty mean and disheartening towards Poe. Now, they do show a series of what happened with him and Tai Long, where, like I said, he was loving to Tai Long. That was basically his child. He built him up. And then, like I said, got all the way to the final part of training and got denied. And then when Shifu, tried to put Tai Long down, he was unable to do it because he only saw that child that he raised. And then Master Oogway had to put him down, and that's how they ended up in the prison. And then they said when the latest, greatest student, which was Tigress, came along, he was very cold to her. He didn't open up to her like he did with Tai Long. So she never got the loving person that Shifu could be because, he had that scar on his heart from Tai Long. And so I think some of that was part of why he couldn't, he really can't accept Poe because he doesn't even see any talent in Poe. And that's all he cares about. But Poe explains to everybody, like, you think that you guys are putting me through something? Like, every day I'm sitting in the noodle shop. I don't want to do noodles. I don't want to be that. I want to be this. So to me, this is nothing. You guys can, beat me and kick me and push me around, but at least I'm here. At least I'm trying to live my dream. So, and most of the others kind of come around, except for Tigress and except for Shifu. It really takes them a little bit longer. And honestly, with Shifu, it really takes the other group. So Tigress takes off to go take Tai Long on herself, and the others join her. They're like, you're not doing this by yourself. And so they go off and, they try to meet him like halfway. In the meantime, Shifu's trying to figure out how he's going to train this big fat panda. And what he does is he catches him in the kitchen and he's eating all the food. So he gives them a test. He doesn't know he's giving them a test, but he basically says, Monkey keeps the cookies up in the big drawer, up at the top. And it's like, 20 feet from the ground. He walks away and he comes back. He's up top in a perfect split, and Shifu looks at him and is like, how'd you get up there? He says, I don't know. I just did. So he puts 2 and 2 together and says, okay, we're going to train you with food, which, duh. You got a big fat panda who you guys are always saying, like, you eat too much, you're out of shape. We're going to train him with food. So he takes him up in the mountains, up to the special kung fu spot. And we're going to have our little training montage. And, he's going to train him.
I know you love a training montage.
I thought of Joe too. When I thought of Joe too. Montage. I said, he got it like this.
I really love that part, actually. It's probably my
favorite. Gotta love a good training montage.
But it's so good. It's really fun. You got the master. He's accepting now. He's got his student. And then even the best part at the end is when they're fighting over the dumpling. Come on.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
So, yeah, he trains them. Meanwhile, the other 5 are off. They're going to take on Tai Long. I enjoyed that part, but the funniest part about that to me, so they're fighting on a bridge. And a bridge in these times, like, it's like old ruled China or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's a bridge with rope and boards, so they basically cut the one side of the bridge and Tigress and Tai Long are fighting on it. And then everybody else goes to help when she's getting her butt kicked. And who do they leave to hold the bridge together?
The Mantis.
I said, really? Don't get me wrong. He's really strong, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, this poor Mantis is holding the weight up of 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
5 warriors who got to be like 10 times his weight.
And then they're just not standing there. They're jumping around. They're bouncing around.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so they get Tai Long in a precarious spot. They got the bridge wrapped around him. They cut the bridge, slam him against the side, and they jump back to they think they're done. And he makes his way right back up. And he's got this move. I don't know if they ever gave a name to it, but it's basically he can hit you in all your different joints and paralyze you. And it seems only Shifu knows how to undo it. And so this is how he's beating everybody. Like, master, no master. Like, he just puts you down with these joint locks. And he sends them back, to scare Po. He says, I'm coming for Po and I'm coming for Shifu. And once he learns Po's name, he's real excited. Because, again, he thinks he's about to fight this Grand Master, warrior. But he doesn't realize, like, he's really just fighting a novice.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is pretty funny. So when they show up, Master Shifu has trained Po. He's, we haven't really seen his full skill yet, but he says, no, you're going to have something, that Tai Long doesn't have. You're going to get the Dragon Scroll. Opens the Dragon Scroll. It's blank. Nothing's on it. So he's really confused. Everyone's confused. So they decide, okay, well, that didn't work. We will evacuate the valley, save all the citizens from Tai Long's wrath, and Shifu's going to take them on. Shifu couldn't take him on before. There's no reason to think that he's going to be able to take him on now.
You know what? Yeah, there is. He should have, because
he should have gotten better.
Well, he should have saw what Oogway did the first time, because Oogway took him out.
Okay, man. I know we've had this conversation before already, but Champ, you bring Champ up to be the number 1 contender in the world. Mm-hmm. He's a big bully, just killing everyone in his path. And then you're going to be you're the only one that can take him out because you brought him up there. You taking out Champ? No, you're not.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, okay.
He couldn't do it because of his heartstring. He just couldn't do it.
Yeah, he could. I'm not saying he. Well, I think Shifu is better than him.
But
he can't bring himself to take him out.
Yeah, but how did Oogway take him out? He didn't destroy.
He didn't have a connection to him. He couldn't bring himself to actually
But you're
beat
missing what
him,
I'm
beat
saying. You're
him,
missing what I'm saying.
not
Like,
kill him, just beat him.
no. Even that Uguay, the way how did Uguay defeat him the
with his
first
own
time?
technique.
Yeah, that he just paralyzed him. He not
Yep.
That's not hurting him. That's not killing him. So he
Yeah, but
could
you're
have
still
done
causing
that.
harm. You're still causing harm to him.
So listen, if I have to paralyze my son in order to save Detroit, I'm gonna have to do that. Okay, it's like
I
I'm
know,
not killing him. That's what I'm
I know
saying.
you did
They
not
didn't, they
just
didn't
say that,
kill him.
bro.
They didn't kill him.
Bro, paralyzing. You might as well just be dead.
He gonna wake. They're gonna wake back up. It's not like he's permanently paralyzed.
Yeah, he's
He's
not
only
permanently paralyzed.
yeah.
I
He's
get what
just
you.
paralyzed for
But then you're gonna have to put him in
okay.
jail for the rest of his life.
Hey, come on. We'll get him some medication. We'll get him some doctors. We're gonna get him the best psychiatrist that we can, you know. But Detroit is safe.
Listen, Gene's a real one. Gene's a real one, man. Because I don't
Yo, I
know.
gotta be honest, man. Ain't nobody parent like him, bro. I swear to God, ain't nobody parent
He's a
like
real
him.
one. Because I'm not
Guy's
sure that I'm
crazy.
going down the same path. I might take him out, and then I might have to like
Okay, let me
keep
ask
him in
you
my
this,
basement
then,
or
Joe.
something.
Hold on, Joe. Hold on. If you don't do what you have to do, are you prepared to sit in the cell next to him when this shit
Oh
ends?
no!
Yo, you're so selfish. That's crazy. That's the most selfish thing I've heard. That
Because
was your
listen,
reasoning for saving Detroit.
exactly. Okay, listen. I know we're getting way off topic, but listen. If something like this happens, if some kid say, you know what, mom, dad, I'm about to blow the school up. Okay, if that parent does not stop that child from doing that, the parents are going to jail too.
Well,
That is
we've already seen that with
exactly,
the other one. So,
exactly.
and I
That's
do
exactly
agree.
what I'm getting
I
at,
do
Joe.
agree with that situation because they should have stopped
Exactly.
that. But
So
I'm
same
not going to get
thing.
it. I could do a whole nother podcast about that
This
because I'm
is
not
And
going to
that's
get
wild
the
into
because
that.
school. We're talking about Detroit. We're talking about the
Yeah.
city.
No,
I
I
was
get you.
just
I get
about
you.
to clip this, and once you went there, I can't even clip
Yeah,
it
yeah,
now. Now it's
No,
we
we're
got
done.
him.
good.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Sifu. I'm not saying he had to beat the hell out of him,
No,
but
but you
he
know,
only did a couple things. Uguay did, and he froze him. He was stuck. He did. It was like, okay, I'm gonna do that shit again. My
Played up
dad,
like a Rubik's cube. Played up like a Rubik's
exactly,
cube. Just went like this.
exactly. Lay your ass down. Now, come
but
on.
listen,
Let me get the pigs
listen,
and rabbits to chain you back up,
listen.
put you away again.
Poe goes down to talk to his dad, and his dad
Oh,
gives him the best information that he's gotten pretty much the whole show. That he tells him he's finally going to tell him the secret to the secret soup and to the secret ingredient soup. And he says
yeah.
there is no secret ingredient. And a light bulb goes off in Poe's mind, and he opens up the Dragon Skull again and realizes there is no secret to being the Dragon Warrior, just believing in yourself. And so he takes that back to the Jade Palace right when Shifu again is failing to take out Tai Long. And when Tai Long sees him with the Dragon Scroll and realizes who he is, he goes right after him. And at first, it's a fight that's kind of not really going Poe's way, but
Mhm.
Tai Long's not getting the best of him. And when he gets the Dragon Skull, Poe explains it to him, and he thinks it's stupid. Like to him, this dude probably already believes in himself, but he believes everything he was told. Who knows what he real feels about himself? So he now is pissed, and he wants to just beat the crap out of Poe. The problem is his number one weapon doesn't work on Poe. Poe's too big for it. And hence we come back to why Poe was chosen as the Dragon Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one in the valley that could withstand Tai Long. He's the only one that could take him out. He's the only one besides Uguay, apparently, that could fight him. And the way he defeats Tai Long is after they fight, and Tai Long is basically tickling him with his number one move. He hits him with the whooshy finger that
I hated that.
I knew you
Why?
did. He
I hated
uses
that
that. He
Why?
uses that again in the third one to defeat the guy. So you're
Why?
gonna
Why
see
did
it
you
again.
hate that?
because I would prefer it to have been a move that we saw. We didn't get a move. We just saw like this big sound wave, and we saw wind, but we didn't see what it was that he did. Like I would have liked for it to have been some type of move, some type of martial art move that we saw. Like don't give me this Dragon Ball Z bullshit. Like I didn't want that. I've been sitting here watching it all of this time, and this is what I get. This move that Sifu knows, because Sifu threatened to do it on Poe. So if Sifu could do it on Poe, how come he couldn't have done it on?
Skadoosh.
Yeah.
Skadoosh. That's all you need, Gene. Skadoosh.
That was
Done.
stupid. It should have been a move. It should have been something. I don't know, a neck crank, something. Damn it, break his arm, something.
Listen, the second one, though, he doesn't defeat anybody with a whooshy finger, but in the third one he does. So sorry, you're gonna see it again.
I mean, it didn't ruin my enjoyment of the movie. I just wish that it was a move, something we actually saw, instead of just, boof, just this explosion. And we saw the effects of the explosion, but we didn't see what he did really. Like, we didn't see a move. We didn't even see him after it. Like, did he blow him up? Like, what happened? I don't know. He was just gone. It was just nothing,
Just defeated him.
Yeah.
So that's the movie, basically. Him and Shifu, they have a good laugh. They kind of lay down together, and Poe is Poe, and Shifu is Shifu, and he's inner peace. And then they show the valley praising everybody, and they go into CeeLo Green and Jack Black singing Kung Fu Fighting.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like that version.
It's a good version.
I actually hate that song.
I love that song.
The song itself, or
the song itself? I don't mean them. I don't mean their version. I mean that song. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This is why this go back to this. Actually, we're going full circle. So actually, when I was pledging, I had to do karate in a corner while my line brothers was singing that bullshit. I'm tired of the motherfucker.
Of course you hate that song.
I'm tired.
That would make anybody hate that song.
Yeah, I am tired. I'm sweating.
What you gotta do? Like your combinations or your one step?
Combination consistent. I couldn't stop. I was consistently in a corner throwing combinations for about 15, 20 minutes straight. Tired as fuck. So, and they're standing there singing that song, and I'm like, damn it. And honestly, this is actually before I actually technically went 100% online. So that really pissed me off also. So yeah, that's a long story.
I'm gonna you get a pass for hating that song.
That was a nice. Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
Talking about that makes me want to hate it.
That was a nice little Easter egg we put at the beginning of the show, and it brings.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was gonna come back to that.
That was actually kind of cool. That was cool.
All right, you guys got anything else?
Yeah. What's your grade?
Oh yeah, that's right. Go ahead, Angel.
I'll give it like an A, actually.
Yeah, I'm an A.
So, I'm gonna give it an A-, and the only reason I'm giving it an A-, only reason is because of the end. I wanted to move. That's it. That's it. Well, at least it's not a D. It's not a D. It's not a C.
That means Kung Fu Panda 3 starts off at an A-. It can only get worse. That's crazy.
No, I'm gonna guess that he's gonna like the second one better because it's got a better.
I actually like the second one better.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, that's next week. Kung Fu Panda 2. Gotcha. Any other closing remarks?
No, man, I'm good.
All right, cool. All right, everybody. Stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week, and I will play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.